So I wanted to record something on self-limiting beliefs today. I got up this morning and I was just overwhelmed with self-doubt on, I guess, kind of my YouTube channel and some of the stuff I was doing. And I tried to record this video 2 times already, and I ended up crying both of those times. And so I think I can get through this one sort of temperamentally. What was really hard for me about recording the earlier 2 videos was that I was encountering this self-limiting belief I had that has kind of led me to devote the bulk of my career and creative energy towards basically other people's goals, other people's visions. And I have this really strong self-limiting belief that stops me from putting my own energy towards my own creations, basically. And I wanted to explore that a little bit with you today, kind of because I'm working through it myself, but also because I think it's like a common problem. Maybe we do have these kind of subconscious beliefs that are blocking us that make it really hard to kind of make progress. So I have a sort of larger goal that I would really like to be able to do a 1+ over 1 year project. You know, I kind of said on the subject of authoritarianism, but what I really mean is how we as people kind of get caught up not doing what we want for ourselves, how we get caught up in doing what other people want us to do, in particular the external influences that we internalize that stop us from doing that. And of course, for me today, the irony is I had a lot of really internalized external beliefs that were stopping me from even talking about it. And so this video is going to be a little bit more on the fly than my other videos because I didn't have the energy to put the same effort in. I even just used like a little tapestry as my background because my apartment's a mess. And basically what was happening for me this morning was, as I tried to sit down and focus on the video that I wanted to make, you know, kind of these thoughts kept coming up like, this is stupid, this doesn't matter, you're wasting your time. And those thoughts were driven by a deeper feeling of, I guess hopelessness would be the best way to describe it, like hopelessness, frustration, helplessness, like learned helplessness. What was interesting about this is what triggered it. You know, I had imagined that what might trigger some of my emotional resistance to this project would be things like maybe online trolls, negative comments, or possibly even just a total lack of interest from other people, people ignoring me. What actually triggered this one was this really sweet lady emailed me or messaged me saying, hey, I found a job that you might be interested in. You should check this company out. So what I kind of see was underlying a lot of this feeling was that my personal projects are not as important to the world as my engineering work and the work I do for pay. Rationally, I don't actually think that's true. Rationally, I can see I've worked for a lot of startups. Most of them have gone under. They have not actually generated anything of perpetual value. Probably the thing I've created that has hung around the longest is my written Medium blog. But despite that, I still have this belief that my written blog or, you know, my new YouTube channel and stuff, there's no way that that work is as valuable as the economic work I did for these companies. Even though they all went under, they didn't just not contribute anything, they actually sunk a lot of investors' money. At the very least, what I'm doing now, it's not wasting millions of dollars, but I can tell I have this really deep belief that if I am not working for another company, if I am not generating value in this way, that my work is useless. And it got triggered when somebody asked me about my next job because I guess it triggered shame that I'm taking this time to try to start this project off, and it triggered shame and this feeling that I shouldn't be doing this, I should be doing work for other people. You know, what's interesting about that is if I examine that belief, you know, first of all, I can see it's kind of rationally wrong. I can also see that this internalized belief, it benefits other people. It benefits other people who want to use my labor to make their dream. It benefits basically the business owners, the CEOs, the investors, in a way, sort of the ruling class of the United States right now, to the point that even me just taking a few months off between jobs triggers a lot of guilt and shame. And the part that I kept losing it over, I kept crying about was, I'd had this conversation with my dad, and I told him that I had started interviewing a little bit. And what my dad basically said to me was, look, you've been working for other people for 15 years, and you're taking 3 months for this project. Do you really want to cut that time short with interviews? And then I felt really sad that the time that I'd planned for myself, I couldn't even take without feeling obligated to start applying for jobs again. Well, I would kind of say in a more general sense, if you are trying to work on a project, but you find yourself that you're getting perpetually emotionally blocked, it is really useful to sort of look at the underlying beliefs that are bringing up those emotions, right? So for me, I was sitting down to try to script out a new video, and I just couldn't, and my brain just kept saying, this is dumb. I kept having this feeling of, like I said, a hopelessness or a helplessness. And as I examined those feelings further, I saw this underlying belief that I thought that this work was useless relative to paid work. And I would just sort of say, if you're having a trouble where you're finding yourself emotionally blocked on a creative project, or any project or anything that you want to be doing, maybe examine those underlying beliefs, and then also examine maybe who those beliefs benefit. Seeing that I had this internalized societal belief that paid work for a corporation was better than unpaid work for myself, it didn't just make it go away. Now that I see that, or I understand where it's coming from, I found a way of kind of working with it. I sort of said, well, if I can't sit down and do a normal video today, I'm just going to do this one. When you start to see these self-limiting beliefs, it's okay. It's okay that you have them, but I also think you have to try to find a way not to crumble to them. And so it was really important for me to get a video out today, even if it sucks and everyone hates it, because then it's not letting that self-limiting belief overtake me. But also, I think that it's really important to not blame yourself for having these beliefs. We are subject to a lot of external forces that sneak these values into our brain. The work of undoing the damage of these externalized values is long and nuanced. But I think that if you can at least acknowledge where you have internalized a belief that is not benefiting you, and you can see it, then you can start to undo it. For me, when those emotions come up, I can say, okay, this is happening because I have this externalized belief. And a personal way I deal with it is I meditate, and I just sort of let the thoughts and the feelings kind of come and go. And then I just do that until there's a sort of peacefulness, or I journal. If you don't even know that belief is there, then it could actually be a serious block, or it might prevent you from moving forward any further. Anyway, I hope that was at least somewhat useful. Thanks. Bye.